Creatives, how are you? Welcome back to the Nerd Creative channel. FANHOME Star Wars, Build the Millennium Falcon, Part 14. In this video, we'll be starting stage 13 of the build. Grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax and enjoy. So there's a lot to do in this issue, so it might actually be 2 videos. So with every build, it comes with the component parts like this and these, and a magazine. Really good graphic of the cockpit there of the Falcon. So let's have a look inside. The Millennium Falcon, early history. I'll have a good read of that later. Yeah, there's another schematic there, and then the young Lando Calrissian, and there's another flyby shot there, and another shot of the cockpit, and there's C-3PO's legs, and that looks like they're going to or coming away from Cloud City. Yeah, so these are some of the components that we'll be using in this stage, and look how much we have to do. All this, all this, all this, all this, and this. Look how much we have to do. So I'm going to put the magazine aside, and for this section we're going to be bringing this room back. So we've got our screws, we've got our screwdrivers, we've got our components, we've got our magazine. Let's begin. First thing we've got to do is we've got to glue these in now, because before we just pushed them in, but now we're actually going to glue them in. So turn the seat over, turn the seat over and just add a drop of glue on each of these prongs like that. It's so when it's finished, we tilt it on its side. Let's just line these holes up. Be very quick. There. So that's now glued in place. And then we've got to do the same with this table. So I'm going to put some glue on here, and then I'm going to put the table in as it's supposed to go, which is that way. So that's how the table goes there. That's how they have it. So that these two, let me just zoom in a little bit. So that these two sides here sit there. It's so that if we mount it on its side, then nothing's going to drop out. I mean, it won't drop out anyway, but that's the first section that we need to do. So the next thing we need to do is fit this wall, and that goes here. So you lay it down, and then and it should lock into place. Should lock into place. So just sit it there and then lock it into place there like that. And that gets held into place with two brass screws, I believe. Just get a couple of screws out. Just turn it around so I can see. So there's a hole here and a hole here. Make sure it's lined up. Put the bottom screw in as well. It doesn't seem to be lining up properly yet, but it will. That bottom screw is going in really well. Need to get this one in now. Yep, that's going in too. Just get it tightened up. And the bottom one tightened up. Need to pull it to the edge of my desk to get good purchase. There. So there you go, that's that. That's the new wall in place. And we take this section, which is known as 10, which is the longer wall, and we just line it up there, and just line it up there, and it should lock into place. Line it up there. Line it up there and just lock it into place like that. And we do the same. We use two brass screws. So we turn it around on there. Two brass screws out. I'm going to start with the bottom one this time. So that seemed to go in easier. Yeah, come on, magnetic screws. I'm just going to sit that in lightly. Yeah, that one goes all the way in. I'm just going to pull it to the edge of the desk because it's easier. Now this one is a problem. Yeah, it's going in now. Tighten the one at the bottom. And tighten the one at the top. Doesn't really want to go all the way in. That's as far as it goes. I hope it's not a problem. There, look, see, this room is taking shape now. Starting to look like a room instead of an open space, so that the only way you can get out of this room is through that door once we get all the walls up. Let me see if I can just... Oh, that's not going to go in any further. Maybe, yeah, it's going to go in a little bit further. That's all the way in now. So yeah, that's those two walls in place. Then we take this section, which is the pipe support from stage 12, and as you can see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 holes there, there's 4 holes there, and we're going to match these up. So we need 4 brass screws. To do that, so we have to put it on its side to line these up. So I have to put the screw in first, so I can line it up. Yeah, these screws don't seem to fit. Let me just try the smaller ones. Oh, they fit. They fit perfectly. So it goes this way around. So I'm just going to line it up with a hole like that. I'm hoping I'm using the right screws. I'm going to try one of the long ones now. Let's see if I should be using one of the long ones. Yeah, I think it's the long ones I should be using. I'm going to loosely hold that in. I'm going to take the small one that I put in, I'm going to take it out because I think it's too small. I'll put the second one in, I'm going to line it up. See if I can get it on camera, what I'm actually doing. Loosely get the second one in. Put the little one back. And hopefully these two will just line up. Oops. That did not that did not line up at all. It missed by a country mile. Just going to get the other one in. I just need to have it on my knee at the moment because I can't really do it on camera. Because it's I can't put pressure on the frame because it might break. So I'm just going to tighten these screws up and then I'll show you what I've done. They're going in, but they don't really want to go in that respect, but they are going in. You can hear it clicking because it really doesn't want to go in, this last one. There. So that's the 4 screws in the bottom there. I just need to tighten that one up. There, that's the 4 screws in, and that holds the pipe supports in place. Next thing we need to do is get this piece, which is the side alcove, and that just slides into here like that. Like that, and it's held in place. So we get these pins from stage 7. Just going to cut them out. We just need a couple of them. I'm going to get the spruce cutters. We just need to cut 2 of them away. I'm going to hold on to them so they don't ping away. Just checking. They're very small. There's one. Yeah, instead of using screws, we're going to be using these pins on this alcove side. And what we're going to do is we're going to put glue on the small end and then just push them in. I'm hoping they'll just go in. Oops. Put some glue on this end here. And I'm just going to line it up and push the pin in like that. And then I'm going to do the same with this one at the bottom. So if you can just zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Just going to put some glue on the end of this pin here, like that. I'm just going to push it in the bottom. Easier said than done. Need some tweezers actually. I think the glue's going to dry before I get it in there. Let me just see if I can get it with my hands. Yeah, I think I've got it in there. See if I can push it in a bit more. It's sticking out a bit. I don't know if it's supposed to stick out a bit, but and the next thing we've got to do is we've got to get this big piece of wall here, and that will slot into place like that. There. And it will create the alcove, and we need to put 2 brass screws in this side here. Let me just show you. So there's a hole there and a hole there. I just need to get 2 brass screws out and screw that into place. I think I put the screws in by hand, like that. Now I'll try the bottom one first. See if I can get my hand in away from the camera. Okay, that's going in. And then get this second one in. Just need to tighten those screws up now. pull it to the end of my desk to do that. Yep, they're going in really well. Let's get the last one tightened. That's those two screws in there. Spin it around. And that's our alcove there. It's really taking shape, this room now. All the walls in place. And as you can see, that this is, at the moment, this is the only way in and out now because the walls are in place. So I'm going to leave it here, and in the next video we'll get this room finished. As always, we've got merch for the channel. We have our Nerd Creative range and our Stay Creative range. Links in the description. Get whatever you want. I'd like to thank you for your company. I'll see you in the next video. Stay creative.